Our reading from the ancient word is from Luke 2, 1 through 12, actually. In those days, a decree went out from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be registered. This was the first registration and was taken while Quirinius was governor of Syria. All went to their own towns to be registered. Joseph also went from the town of Nazareth in Galilee to Judea, to the city of David called Bethlehem, because he was descended from the house and family of David. He went to be registered with Mary, to whom he was engaged and who was expecting a child. While they were there, the time came for her to deliver her child, and she gave birth to her firstborn son and wrapped him in bands of cloth and laid him in a manger because there was no place in the guest room. Now, in that same region, there were shepherds living in the fields, keeping watch over their flock by night. Then an angel of the Lord stood before them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them, and they were terrified. But the angel said to them, "Do not be afraid, for see, I am bringing you good news of great joy for all the people. To you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, who is the Messiah, the Lord. This will be a sign for you. You will find a child wrapped in bands of cloth and lying in a manger."
Welcome everyone on this Epiphany Sunday. Epiphany, the day the light comes. 12 days after the birth of Jesus. You know, there are a lot of stories that we call to mind at this time of year. The kings coming with the gifts and the shepherds coming from the fields. And we forget sometimes that this whole season is a story of journeys. We say in this church and in other UCC churches, we say, no matter where you are on life's journey, you are welcome here, and this indeed is a time of journeying. And for our message this morning, I want to bring to you a poem from Jan Richardson, and it's called Where the Map Begins. This is not any map you know. Forget longitude, forget latitude. Do not think of distances or of plotting, the most direct route. Astrolabe, sextant, compass, these will not help you here. This is the map that begins with a star. This is the chart that starts with fire, with blazing, with an ancient light that has outlasted generations, empires, cultures, and wars. Look starward once, then look away. Close your eyes and see how the map begins to blossom behind your lids, how it constellates its lines stretching out from where you stand. You cannot see it all, cannot divine the way it will turn and spiral, cannot perceive how the road you walk will finally lead you inside, through the labyrinth of your own heart and belly and lungs. But step out, and you will know that the wise who traveled this path before you knew the treasure in this map is buried, not at journey's end, but at its beginning. We turn to our communion service, and today it's a shortened service simply because we want to make sure that our path today doesn't take us too far before we link back. And I begin with another poem from Jan Richardson. Oh, my soul, this is your work, to light the candles, to set the tables. Prepare the room, lay the feast, pour the wine, welcome the guests. And bless in your innermost being and celebrate with your deepest delight the lovers and friends and families and kin and all who dare to cast their lot together. O my soul, bless. There's an invitation to share this communion. And this communion table is for all of us here in this sanctuary, and all of us worshiping from home or from other places on Zoom. All of us, members old and new, and strangers and aliens, and first-time guests, and members of many, many years. Come, not because you must, but because you may. Whether you worship via Zoom or in the sanctuary, come to this table and remember that you have a place here. We share this moment, a threshold, a door, an opening, a step onto a path lit by a star, graced by new beginnings, awakened by angels. We share communion as a memorial and as a challenge, asking ourselves to awaken our imaginations. How does our legacy point us in new directions? How do our present times awaken our gifts? So come, let us share this meal together. We share bread and cup, whatever the contents we have. Here we have juice and bread and rice crackers, whatever you need. Whatever your cups. Folks at home may have coffee. They're all part of this grand celebration, this grand memorial. All may share in the feast. All are welcome. Come to this table to pray and to celebrate, to pray for care in illness, comfort in sorrow, healing beyond curing, peace in forgiveness, hope in times of fear or threat. So we'll bless the bread and the cup, and we will celebrate together, and I'll talk us through the ceremony.